Weirich Chapter 1, Research Process. Research on the CPA exam. Each part, except for BEC, currently has a research component consisting of a simulation. Students must be able to research a database and to identify the exact citation or answer to a posted problem. Students must be able to use the codification. The research process per Weirich. Step 1, identify the issue. Step 2, collect evidence. Step 3, evaluate results and identify alternatives. Step 4, develop a conclusion. And Step 5, communicate results. Collins has a little different approach, but both of these are sound processes for accounting research. Collins begins with understand the facts or background of the transaction. Then define the problem. Identify the researchable question or issue. Stop and think. What accounting treatment will likely be most appropriate? Search potentially relevant sources of guidance, copying any relevant guidance into a Word document. Analyze alternatives, documenting the consideration of each. And finally, justify and document your conclusion. Back to Weirich. Identify relevant facts. At first, it is better to gather too many facts than too little as you are learning the research process. Before the accounting research memo is prepared, the researcher must narrow to the relevant facts. Determine the source of this issue, justification for the issue, and the scope. It is fine to start out with a series of questions to help with this step. However, the researcher must narrow these initial questions to one or two research issues. Refining the research issue is referred to as problem distillation. If the research issue is too broad or narrow, the research may waste time and or reach an erroneous conclusion. Collect the evidence. Researchers should review relevant authoritative accounting or auditing literature and survey present practice. Become familiar with available resources. Be prepared to develop their own resolution based on a series of facts if a clear-cut answer does not exist. Evaluate cost and benefits. Notes about accounting literature. Page 12 of Weirich states, when authoritative literature does not exist on an issue, practitioners should develop a theoretical resolution of the issue based on a logical analysis of factors or an analogous authorities. Professional judgment and theoretical analysis are key elements of the research process. As we move to Collins, Collins states, non-authoritative guidance can be useful in providing guidance for issues not addressed by the codification, not addressed by authoritative literature. Interpretive guidance to help researchers understand and apply codification requirements, and providing additional context for understanding the intent of codification guidance. Back to Weirich. 3. Analyze the results and identify the alternatives. Support each alternative with authoritative literature or theoretical justification with concise documentation. So strive for authoritative literature, which is the codification. Properly document alternatives from organized collected information. One cannot expect to draw sound conclusions from faulty information and or faulty research. Develop the conclusion. After analyzing alternatives, include economic consequences and develop a conclusion. Often only the final conclusion will be presented to the client. The conclusion must be tenable. Support the conclusion with authoritative gap. If authoritative gap does not exist, support the tenable conclusion with the highest non-authoritative gap, which will be covered later in the course. And finally, communicate the results, often in the form of a research memo, which is the focus of Accounting 2375. A statement of facts, clear, precise statement of the issue, brief, straightforward conclusion, discussion of authoritative literature, explanation of how it applies to a set of facts. Avoid excess. Do not editorialize. Do not use I, we, or you.